You are off the clock with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose, how are you?
I am well, Trish. How are you?
I'm good. I see we both went with hats today.
I pretty much wear a hat every day, Trish.
Do
So
you?
I'm very consistent on the hat wearing.
You can tell when I'm just like, I'm not doing my hair because then it's like I can kind of just brush it and it looks fantastic, right? I've got my football mom hat on
What
too.
everyone says. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, I don't know. We're taking a break, obviously. We're doing this, but I know you didn't get into the Wordle thing, which
I played it one time. I was extremely successful, and I hung up my Wordle cleats, as it were.
right. And that's why I'm bringing this up because did you hear that now that the New York Times has, purchased Wordle, it's fully taken it over. There is such a backlash because the words have gotten so much more difficult. People are struggling to get the words.
Are they?
So,
But they're still. Are they still the same length? Right, it was 5 letters, right?
well, it's still the same length, but it's like words. I'm
Are they
picking, it's
getting a
like
little
words
more
I've never used
obscure?
in my
And
life.
okay,
Yeah. So
sure.
first of all, I wanted to plant that little seed in case you wanted to play Wordle. The words are difficult, much
Yeah,
more
I think the
difficult now.
day I won, it was like the word was train or something like that. It was
Yeah.
incredibly simple. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not now. They are definitely difficult, but people are getting very frustrated, myself included, because I'm still
Mm.
doing it. But now I'm kind of like, I don't know that I want to do this every day if I'm going to be made to feel completely stupid. Like once in a while, I want to
Yeah,
be able to get it. Right.
that's a little dejecting. Yeah. Feeling
So
dumb.
I looked up what other games are like if you like Wordle or game like little mind puzzles, things like that, what would you like instead? Have you heard of Global? Globle.
I have not.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the banner up here. I want people to check this out. It's global game-game.com.
Okay.
And basically you're given a globe and it's
Nice.
kinda like hot and cold, right? Warmer, colder, colder, right? You pick a country, and
Try
then
to
so
find where
you
the country is kind of deal? Like,
yes,
where
so
is
you
Algeria kind of a thing?
exactly, you could
Okay.
start with Algeria, right? And then it's gonna show you, like, if it's Algeria and that's not the country, say the country is, Japan,
Mm.
right?
Yeah,
So it's not gonna be
they're
very
not even
close, like,
close to each other, I don't think, yeah.
if it's close, it'll be like a dark red. If it's far away, it'll be kind of a creamy color. Anyway, it kinda tells you the
That
rules,
sounds
but
like fun.
it's actually really fun because,
Aren't some of the countries,
I'm
like,
not
really easy? Like, wouldn't, like, I don't know, Canada be, like, so easy to get, like, right away, you know?
I guess if it's Canada, I guess it depends on where you start, but the whole thing I will say this, today was a country I've never even heard of.
Mm.
So, I was like, "Oh goodness, alright."
So you
So
switched to another game and all because you felt kinda dumb on
so
game 1, you switched to a new game and also maybe felt dumb? Is that kind of what happened?
well, now that you put it like that, yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
Okay.
But can I tell you what I'm really good at? I am
Yes,
really
please.
good at College Jeopardy.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Sure.
not a Jeopardy watcher since Alex has left us, but,
Yeah.
I
RIP.
don't know, there was nothing else
Going out.
on, and my niece Hallie was over, she was doing homework, and I'm working, and it's, late afternoon, and so I throw that on there just to be, like, background noise, and I'm answering, like, every single one right,
Nice.
and she's across the room, so there's no one to high five me because when I get it, I'm, like, high fiving myself. It's crazy.
It's
I don't know.
very good if you get on a little Jeopardy run that someone's there to witness it. Otherwise,
Right?
kinda didn't
She
really
did.
happen.
I looked really smart, but then I'm thinking like, am I really that smart if I'm doing like the college level questions? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
so. Anyway, so but also speaking of countries, like playing global has made me want to travel. And I was going through my books recently and I found one I bought London. 60 local creatives bring you the best of the city.
Mm.
So I'm ready to like bust out the travel guides and start going somewhere.
Yeah, I did read some news that Australia has reopened this week to vaccinated tourists. I think there's still some testing things you've got to go through if you do want to visit Australia as a
Okay.
non-Australian person, but it is certainly possible. I believe Japan is going to be reopening soon.
Ooh.
So yeah, international travels slowly but surely coming back, which is yeah,
Have
it's
you
positive. Yeah.
been Have you been to either of those countries? I have not.
I've been to Japan once and it
Okay.
was super fun. The food was awesome. I would love to go back, but not been in Australia. That's quite the journey. But yeah,
That is a
I wouldn't
journey.
mind doing that someday.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's just it's encouraging to see that things are starting to open up. I'll tell you, I went to, Chicago over the weekend with my daughter,
Mm.
and I
Has
live in
Chicago
Southern
reopened to tourists? They let you in?
well, there weren't that many people there compared to what I would consider normal. I was shocked. We to, like, go to the food court in the mall or a restaurant, I mean, definitely full masks still, but, you
Mm.
had to show your vaccination card to eat. And I live in Illinois. I live in Southern Illinois, but you don't have to show a vaccination card. I don't think I've ever been asked, but what was
I
that?
when things were like
Oh,
really bad with the Omicron and they said, "Oh, you got to get better masks," I got this big box full of these KN95, which I think are probably like bootleg, artificial, not really real KN95s. 30 of them in a box. That's all I could get at the
30 in a
time.
box.
I think
There you
I've gone
go.
through about four
Oh,
of them now that we're not, doing the mask thing anymore.
I
I've got
don't
a little
know.
access. But
I don't know.
hey, speaking of
But
Japan, I have a Japan related item.
ooh,
Um,
okay.
Have you heard of, you must have heard of this. We've all heard of this thing, like to sort of be, I don't know, fit slash healthy, you move, et cetera,
Mhm.
et cetera. The
Yeah.
10,000 steps per day thing, right? That's
Yeah.
something that's kind of ingrained in our sort of collective consciousness. That should be the goal, right? The 10,000 steps goal.
Right.
Most of the step tracker things or your watch, or whatever you use, if you do use something like that to track your physical activity, they kind of default to that
Mhm.
target, if you will. And most of us just to kind of accept that as okay, it's a lot of steps, but that's the number you should be striving for.
Yeah.
Do you know where that originated, the actual number, the target goal for the 10,000 steps?
I don't. Honestly, I feel like in the US, we just kinda throw 10,000 out for everything, right? 10,000
You
hours
think
of
you
work
think it
before you're,
has
like,
you
good
think it
at
has
your
some
job.
scientific basis, it's research backed, double blind test,
Is
etc.?
it?
No, as it turns out, it was invented by a Japanese company in 1965 who was selling a pedometer, an actual, a step
Oh,
tracking device, the old
yeah,
fashioned
I remember
pedometer.
pedometers.
The pedometer, the name in Japanese kind of translated to the 10,000 steps kind of equivalent, and in kanji, the
Mm,
character for the either the device name or
mhm.
the 10,000 steps, one or the other, kind of resembled a person walking, like in the way the character
Really?
looked. So they latched onto it, and that's where it comes from, right? That's where it originated, and from these old pedometers back in the 60s. Well, I bring this up because I was reading this morning over breakfast, Trish, and this has been studied some, but a new research paper has been published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, Trish, which, according to their results, they studied a couple thousand adults over a fairly long period of time, and their health and their outcomes and their activity and their steps, et cetera. Trish, do you want to take a guess at what this study found is about the number of steps that promotes much healthier outcomes, but beyond which kind of nothing really, like you don't, it doesn't get any better, right? There's a diminishing returns on steps. It's not like 10,000 is good,
Mhm.
50,000 is even healthier. That's not the case at all. So what do you think the number is? The number you should probably set your watch or your app target for to have better health outcomes. It's a number. They did come up with one.
Okay.
Give you a hint. Do you want a hint?
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna work it out. I'm not gonna phone a friend or anything. Alright, I'm thinking, like, on a good day, I'm gonna be honest here, on a good day, working from home, if I hit 2,000 steps, that's a lot for an at-home situation. Uh, I'm gonna say 4,000.
Close-ish. It's about 7,000. About
Oh,
7,000. So
but
it's
well
still,
below 10,000.
yeah, it's still effort. It's still some, you got to
Yeah,
get up and kind of get out
I'm
there or get
trying
on a
to get off
treadmill.
my couch.
You're not going to get that on your couch or in your office
Uh-uh.
sitting all day. You're not going to get to
Oh, shoot.
7,000. It's probably around 3-ish miles if you were just walking at a fairly normal pace around. So there it is. So you don't need to do 10. I guess it's encouraging, right? You don't feel
Right.
bad. The point of the article I read was, don't feel bad or feel like if you don't get to 10,000, you got to run around inside your house like at night or something like people will do, like,
I
crazy
know people
people.
that will do that.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
do that,
so
but
set your target to 7,000. That's my advice. Boom. There you go.
wow. Like, that's big news, honestly. And okay, so then along those lines, I was kinda joking about, like, the 10 everybody says in order to be, like, really good at what you do, you have to have at least
10,000 hours.
10,000
Yeah, sure.
hours.
Heard that.
I wonder if that's true, or did someone just
I
make that
think
up?
there's been some studies that show that may or may not be accurate, and certainly not for all domains of expertise, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that a little bit more. That was popularized. I think the Gladwell
Mhm.
book
Yeah,
probably was the one that pushed that the most,
that's right.
and I'm not sure it's actually really true. It's certainly probably not true across every type of endeavor. In fact, Trish, last thing I'll say is I just saw a Guinness World Record was broken the other day by some kid, and the world record was for the highest stack of freestanding individual M&Ms, candies, plain M&Ms, of course, not peanut, just plain M&Ms. Do you know how high the largest stack? That has to stand for 10 seconds freestanding before it tumbles over. That's
50.
the requirement. No,
50.
it's way lower than that. It's six
What?
M&Ms.
And that's
Yeah,
a world record.
it is.
Dude, I just bought some Easter M&Ms. I'm gonna go stack them.
All right, I think you're gonna find it's much more difficult than you think to stack M&Ms.
No, it was funny because I was looking at we talked a while back about world records, and like there was one for stacking bowling balls. There are
Mm,
people, and the record is like 9. Like I would think that might be like 3 or 4 or 5, something low. No, like 9 bowling balls.
yeah.
We should stack something. I feel like we need to break a world record.
All right,
Can you look up
I'll look
and see,
around.
are there any like podcasting world records? Can we like go live for 24 hours straight or something and break a world record?
Ugh,
I don't know if
that
we could talk
sounds
that long.
awful, but yeah, maybe.
You'd get sick of me if you had to talk to me for 24 hours straight, wouldn't
How
you?
long have we been doing this show?
All right. Hey, everyone, thank you for going off the clock with us, for taking a little break. It's been fun. Go out there and play go global-game.com and walk fewer steps today. Yeah, relax.
7,000.
We'll see you back in a couple days. Bye for now.